US President Joe Biden met his Afghan counterpart Ashraf Ghani at the White House on Friday to demonstrate a continuing US commitment to Afghanistan. The meeting comes amid an escalation of Taliban-led violence in various Afghan provinces, even as the United States speeds up its troop pullout to end America's longest war. President Ghani and the chair of the High Council for National Reconciliation, Abdullah, met at the Pentagon with the Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin before their highly anticipated meet with Biden at the White House. During his meeting, US President Joe Biden assured the Afghan leaders that the partnership between the United States and Afghanistan will continue despite the planned military withdrawal.
The partnership between Afghanistan and the United States is not ending. It's going to be sustained. And, our troops may be leaving, but support for Afghanistan is not ending in terms of support and maintenance of their helping maintain their military as well as economic and political support.
During the media briefing, Biden praised Ghani and Abdullah for their difficult jobs and their continuous efforts to bring about unity among the Afghan leaders across the board. He also said that people in Afghanistan will now have to decide their future and what they want in order to eliminate the growing Taliban threat from the region.
The Afghans are going to have to decide their future, what they want, but it won't be for lack of us being helped. There's going to be and the senseless violence that has to stop, but it's going to be very difficult. But we're going to stick with you.
The Afghan president, meanwhile, offered his gratitude to the U.S. troops for their sacrifices in Afghanistan and suggested the war-torn country now stands on the edge of a possible civil war, but efforts are underway to bring stability in the region.
Let me pay tribute to the 2,448 Americans who paid the ultimate sacrifice. Over 1 million American veterans who've served with honor and dignity for your security and our freedom. The United States has not spared any effort in blood or treasure during these years, and as a grateful nation, I want to acknowledge that and ask you to thank the Gold Star families. Second, President Biden's decision has been historic. It has made everybody recalculate and reconsider. We are here to respect it and support it. Third, we're entering into a new chapter of our relationship where the partnership with the United States would not be military, but comprehensive regarding our mutual interest. And we're very encouraged and satisfied that this partnership is taking.
The head of Afghanistan's Peace Council on Friday said that long-stalled talks on a political settlement for the decades of conflict with the Taliban should not be abandoned despite the surging attacks. The former political rivals' two-day visit coming amid a surge in violence across Afghanistan as Afghan forces struggle to recapture cities from the Taliban. The fighting has raised doubts on the long-stalled US-backed peace negotiations between the Taliban and the Afghan officials that began under the Trump administration in Doha last year. Joining us on the broadcast this minute is senior journalist Shadi Khan. He's speaking to us from Kabul. Thanks very much for joining us here on WION World is One. What, according to you, was the key takeaway from this crucial meeting between the two leaders?
Hi, I'm very happy to be with you. This meeting, as it was perceived before it took place, is more of a symbolic gesture from the U.S. that it is not going to sideline, as the previous U.S. administration did, the Afghan government, the Afghan president and his team. As you can see, his very close AD, the National Security Advisor, was there on the trip, who was, not allowed to meet U.S. officials after his very strong reaction towards the way the US diplomat was handling the peace process with the Taliban in the Qatari capital, Doha. So it is important for the Afghan government in terms of a sort of patronage and support, signs of patronage and support from Washington. But it is not enough, and it is not going to change the ground realities very quickly, because the situation here is changing in a much faster way. The turf war is going ahead very much in favor of the Taliban. So I'm not sure, I'm not very confident that this meeting alone can, convince the Taliban to focus more on the peace process, the negotiations. But indeed, it goes without saying that the meeting was important for President Ghani and his team to assert their legitimacy and their rule over the government.
Right, let's also talk about what the people on the ground feel. What is the general sense that you've been getting in regarding the mood on the ground over the American troop pullout from Afghanistan?
People are basically fed up with, we have been saying this for long, they don't want the war to continue anymore. The pullout is more has more to do with the government than the people, because the American troops, the NATO troops, all foreign troops, they were not on the ground since 2014.
Yes.
I mean, in the previous 15, 16 years, they used to patrol in villages and towns and districts. That has not been happening for the past 5 to 6 years. So for the people, they are basically frightened. Their anxiety has increased because of the mounting assaults by the Taliban, and that is because of the this moment to capture, this moment of pullout and kind of showcase their strength and power and reach. That is something that is worrying the people. The withdrawal was already there. 90% of the troops had already left the country. What the people of Afghanistan are more concerned about is the escalation in violence in villages and towns, particularly in the northern and restive southern provinces. But it seems that the violence, it's a kind of controlled violence. I can't speculate much about it, but it seems that there is something going on behind doors, because the Taliban are apparently not attacking. They can attack. I mean, for instance, the capital Kabul and other major cities. There, I can't recall even a single large attack in the past few months in these big towns. But the small towns, the districts, have been ruthlessly attacked and captured. So it seems that this violence is somehow controlled, and perhaps for a larger share in the government, who knows. So that would be my observation, that people are basically concerned about the escalation in violence more than the withdrawal of the troops.
Right, leaving it there for the moment. Shadi Khan, thanks very much for joining us. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.